so unique and
Right.
expressive and creative. So it can be like that, right? So
Yep.
Shamada, tell me how to say your last name again. I say it Yoshikawa.
Yoshikawa.
Yeah, Yoshikawa this whole time.
Yoshikawa. Yeah.
And we are currently
Perfect.
we are streaming live on YouTube. And the stream is showing us in Second Life if anyone's listening on the radio and is not available to watch the stream on YouTube. And what we're doing is we're at Burn 2 in Second Life. It's a virtual Burning Man, the regional of Burning Man since 2009, I believe it is. We've been around longer than that technically, but a regional since then. And we've been going ever since then. So in the realm of what would be technological years, that's a lot of years because tech happens fast, you know. And we're at your stage build here at Burn 2 right now. Our avatars are in the middle of the dance area of the stage build,
Correct.
and I'm panning around with my camera right now. Everyone, if you're hearing the noise in the background, I am so sorry, but it is what it is. We've got a little bit of background noise, and we've tried to work it out when we can't, so we're just going to go with it. So I'm going to go ahead and show us currently and turn off all of my doohickeys, all of my chat boxes and announcements and everything, so it's a nice clean picture. And here we are. And thanks for coming on to the show. Thanks for being on our YouTube channel for Burn 2. And Shamada, I wanted to talk to you because you've been building for Burn 2. And you've made such a beautiful stage. And you've also got a sound camp in the back. One of our 12 Sims has your sound camp on it. Isn't that right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's start out with
Yeah.
my conversation is going to be about 4 questions for you. And what I wanted to ask you was,
Sure.
how did you first get involved with Burn 2? What came first, the chicken or the egg?
uh, I got involved in Burn 2 actually before it was even called Burn 2. It was called Burning Life back then, back in like 2007 when I first joined Second Life.
That's a long time
And
ago.
yeah, it was. And I saw that it was going on, and I was sort of familiar with Burning Man, and I said, wow, this is kind of neat. I should, try and get involved in this. And it
Yeah.
was back when the Lindens were still running it, so it was a little more confusing back then, a little more difficult to deal with. But yeah, I got involved and I built my first camp with my wife back then, and had a great time, and just started doing it every year after that. And I kind of took a few years off now and then, but otherwise I've been doing it pretty much consistently since 2007.
Okay, very cool. So, and off and on, or j- really consistently? I mean, like building an art camp or a plot every year, or some kind of volunteering, or just a variety of things for you. What do you normally do when you participate at Burn 2?
Yeah,
I think you're a builder most of
yeah,
the
like
time.
over the past few years I've been doing it like pretty much every burn. Like they do several burns throughout the year, so I do like all of those pretty much.
Yeah,
And
we have
yeah,
5.
so yeah. So I try and do all of those throughout the year, and then this is the big one. So, um, I took a few years off in the past, but I've pretty much been doing it, consistently the last several years. And like every burn that I can do it, I do. I maybe missed one or two if I'm busy, but otherwise I do them all.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Now you're in Chimera, is that right? Do we say your sound camp?
Oh, where is it over there? I
I
forget the
got to
name of
actually. I'm
the
looking at it
region.
right now on the map. Are you? Yours is honorarium arc, isn't that right? Or no, that's honorarium
Let me
art
see.
is what that is. So okay, can't remember
I'm
where
in
you're.
Borderland.
Okay, in Borderland. So I'm showing it right now. Okay, very cool. I gotcha. And I'm in Awakening. It's right there. If anyone wants to
Oh,
look
cool.
at my art piece, it's right there. That little um, weird looking blue thing is my art build if anyone wants to go look. But that's a
Have a
map
look
somebody
later.
made for us, so you can so we can find with 12 Sims. It's kind of hard to keep track of where everything is. I don't know about you, but I've been having a hard time this year. Trying to find all
Yeah,
the
it's much
camps.
bigger this year than it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If normally when we are currently when we are hanging out, we would hear music because if there was a stage performance going on right now, we would be hearing that in our viewers and might even be chatting with other people. Not often do we talk in voice, but you can, and we do sometimes. And behind you is the live stream. We have a live stream of our playa, and we tried to kind of do a knockoff of the Renegade Burn and the Renegade Burn Tower. So that's what we have in the background. And if we have a performance
Cool.
happening, you'll see the performance showing up on the videos too. And so we're in the middle of your beautiful build. And I'd like you to tell us about your build. Like, what was your influence, and how did it go this year, and what were you thinking about as you were building?
I kind of went with the theme, the main theme of the great unknown, and who were more into the unknown than the Mayans, right? So I kind of picked that as my theme, and
Yeah.
found some pyramids and a lot of glyphs and calendars and all kinds of source material that I could find and put it all together. And you know, I kind of do my build in a sandbox first before I
Mm-hmm.
bring it here
Mm-hmm.
and work within the parameters. So I kind of did that and had it prepared like weeks ahead of time. So when they opened and I was able to bring it in, I just kind of dropped it in place and then just tweaked it a little bit here and there.
Mm.
But yeah, it was a fun build. And I was also doing my other build as well. So I had the two of them side by side in the sandbox, and I was trying to keep them so they weren't influenced by each other. I
Yeah.
didn't want to do like a knockoff of just like two versions of the same thing. So I took them in two completely opposite directions,
Yeah.
as much as I could. It was a little bit of a common theme, but definitely a different direction. So I went with the more, the crystal skull and the mystery of the Mayans and the calendars and
The calendars. Yeah.
2012 and all that stuff. So
It's
the great
very
unknown.
the great unknown, right? It's a very common theme for mysterious, good stories, good books, movies. This is
Hmm.
a favorite of a lot of people. Just the mystery
Yeah, and it's
itself.
cool. The fashionistas went with the same thing. Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw that. Yeah.
Fashionistas did a pyramid as well. Yeah,
I don't
nice.
think that that was planned. I just think it is because it's a good fit. Is what I'm thinking.
It's
Is
part
that
of the
right?
great unknown.
Yeah. And I don't know very much about the Mayan history or culture, but it's
Mm,
influencing me to go check it out, to do a little bit of
right.
research,
You learn more
because
every
look at how
day.
cool,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
interesting and complex it is. This Mayan calendar that we're standing on, for example,
yeah,
very neat.
yeah. Hopefully, it'll stir some thought and get people thinking about things and
Yeah.
just rediscovering the past. It's the great unknown.
Yeah, so this is your current project. And just for those who have been to Burn 2 before, can you tell us a little bit about the past builds that you've done so we can be reminded of some of the art that we've actually seen that's yours? We probably have. So
Oh, yeah, yeah. Last year I
I don't
did
have my
for
chart
the
up.
big one, the multiverse. For the multiverse build last year, I did one that was called the Great Machine. Or actually, the name of my camp was um, Machine for a Voyage of Indeterminate Depth. So
Oh, you got to
that was my
explain that
concept.
one.
It was like a big, yeah, it was like a big kind of mechanical looking thing that spun and turned and had stargates and all kinds of weird things going on, lightning bolts
I
and
think I
stuff.
remember
So
that,
it was
the lightning bolts.
yeah, it was a machine for like interdimensional travel. It's to open that gateway to the multiverse. So that
Yeah,
was
that
one
was
of
a
my big
great theme,
ones.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
I
yeah, it's
loved
a lot
that
of fun.
theme. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah,
Tell us some more about some of
yeah.
the
And it's
others.
funny because Oh God, it's hard to remember. It's once I build them, I kind of forget them, so I have to go back and look at pictures of them. It's just like it's part of the creative process. Once you're like you do it and you get it out of your system, they're out there in the world and they're out of your head for
Yeah.
good. So you have to kind of go back and find them again. And go, I did that. Oh gee, wow, that's pretty
Hmm.
cool. So yeah, I try and make things as I did one that was like a big ninja coming out of the ground, or like a samurai coming out of the ground. It was a giant size, and he had like a matrix code running all over him. I forget the theme of that one, but that was a fun
And you also perform, is that right?
one.
You're a DJ as well, isn't that
Yes,
right?
I also DJ. Yes,
So tell
yes.
me a little bit about
Sometimes put
that.
on fireworks shows.
Yeah, tell me about what it's like to
I kind of
perform for those who maybe have been thinking about
okay.
doing it or not quite ready to, and they want to put their toes in it or step over the line. What can you tell us about what it's like to perform at in Second Life and maybe even at Burn 2?
It's a lot of fun because you get a lot of positive feedback from people, and people just really seem to enjoy the show no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one of the real hip new DJs that does all kinds of weird mixes and stuff. My sister Karumi does that and has a lot of DJs that do, but I'm kind of like the old school, you know. So I spin the tunes and I kind of take you on a musical voyage, and I have music that goes back to the '60s and all the way up to the present day, and
Fun.
I'm a real music buff, so I like all kinds of music, and I'm very into like new music. So I kind of look for a common theme and a flow between lyrics and beat, and I blend that all together, and
And
I
you
kind of take you on a
curate.
musical journey. So it's
Yeah,
like it's a,
that's a
it's a
great.
little bit of a trip I take you on.
I appreciate all kinds of DJs, including those who find us those great gems, those nuggets out there,
Yeah,
and then take us on a journey. I really appreciate that. So thank you for
yeah.
being a
There's so
person
many so many
who
great
makes the
styles.
effort. Yeah.
Thank you,
And
thank
thank you for taking the time. I didn't want to take too much of your time. I was hoping for about 20 minutes, and we're
you. Oh,
hitting
no
that.
problem.
Is there something that you wanted to share to people who are thinking about checking out Burn 2 for the first time? Like, um,
Just jump in with both feet. Don't be shy. Get in there and just learn the principles first. Before you come, and then once you've embraced that, then come on and be creative. Do your worst or do your best.
yeah, the principles are on
It's
the
worth trying.
website, and what we're talking about is the 10 principles of Burning Man, which are not rules and they're not enforced, but they are principles to consider as we build up our
Yeah,
communities in regionals and at Burning Man. And the idea is to help to create um, uh, a way to live in the moment and participate together, the immediacy of the moment,
yeah,
and keep out other things that it's to help us create an adventurous, safe place, a place where we can really try things out, new, different things out in a safe way. And one we're not
yeah,
going to get bombarded with commodification and other things yeah, that we might. There's a lot of consent with regionals and Burning Man and Burn 2 as asking for consent before doing stuff, and that helps too. So,
hmm
and you can, with consent, you can even try out things that you haven't tried out before. So,
exactly.
you know, yeah. Thanks for coming on, and I'm gonna shut down the YouTube live stream I've got going on, but I'm on Shouting Fire from 7 to 9 tonight. And I'm going to play some music and maybe find a couple other burners on the playa to talk to while I'm in between music. And hopefully we can do some more chat and some stuff. So thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to shut down the live stream
Great.
here.